Welcome to The Explainer. If you've ever felt totally overwhelmed by the sheer volume of algorithms and buzzwords in the AI world, well, you're absolutely in the right place. Today, we're taking the comprehensive Geeks for Geeks curriculum and using it to build a definitive, crystal-clear map of the entire machine learning universe. So let's get right to it.
Okay, let's dive into this by defining exactly what we're looking at. Machine learning is essentially a branch of artificial intelligence. But instead of us sitting down and writing out, thousands of lines of explicit if-then rules, we're focusing on models and algorithms that let computers learn from data all on their own. At its absolute core, ML is simply about teaching systems to think, adapt, and understand the world much like we do, by learning from past experiences, which, in a computer's case, is data.
Here is our roadmap for the day. First, we'll look at the ML pipeline. Then, the three main branches of the machine learning taxonomy: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. And finally, model deployment.
Starting off with Section 1, the machine learning pipeline.
So, before any flashy AI magic actually happens, we have to prep our data. You can't just throw raw numbers at a computer and expect genius results, right? Every successful machine learning project follows this universal pipeline. First up is data preprocessing. This is cleaning, normalizing, and scaling your raw data. Think of it like prepping all your ingredients before you start cooking. Next is exploratory data analysis, or EDA, where we kind of taste test and uncover hidden trends through visualization. And finally, model evaluation. We use really robust metrics like the confusion matrix, F1 scores, and AUC-ROC curves to rigorously test our model's reliability before it ever sees the real world.
That brings us to Section 2, supervised learning.
With supervised learning, we are essentially giving the computer the answer key. We feed it pre-labeled data so it can learn to find the answers on its own later. So, the crucial point here is understanding its two primary flavors: classification and regression. Classification predicts discrete labels. It answers the question, which category does this belong to, like sorting your emails into spam versus not spam. Regression, on the other hand, predicts continuous numerical values. It answers how much or how many, like forecasting the future price of a house based on its square footage.
And here's your toolkit for those tasks. For simple math, you've got linear regression for straight lines, and logistic regression for yes or no categorizations. Need a flowchart? Well, that's a decision tree, making decisions step by step. Want to draw clear mathematical boundaries? Use support vector machines. K-nearest neighbors literally just copies what its closest surrounding friends are doing to make a guess, while naive Bayes relies on pure probability. And hey, if one decision tree isn't enough, you plant a random forest, which basically combines multiple trees for a highly accurate consensus.
Now, speaking of combining decision trees, you don't actually have to rely on just one algorithm. This is called ensemble learning. Think of bagging kind of like asking a diverse jury for a verdict. Multiple models are trained completely independently. Boosting, on the other hand, is more like a student learning from their past mistakes. Models are built sequentially to correct the errors of the previous ones. Together, they create a significantly stronger, smarter, and way more reliable final model.
Let's move to Section 3 and see how this builds. Unsupervised learning.
Okay, we are now leaving the comfort of labeled data and entering much wilder territory. No labels, just a massive pile of raw data. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how we organize that chaos into three buckets. Clustering groups data based on hidden similarities using algorithms like k-means or dbScan. Dimensionality reduction using things like PCA simplifies massive data sets while keeping all the important features. Finally, association rule mining finds unexpected hidden patterns. This is literally the exact math supermarkets use for market basket analysis to figure out that customers who buy diapers are surprisingly likely to also buy beer. Of course, real-world problems aren't always strictly black and white. Bridging the gap between our last two sections is semi-supervised learning. Imagine having just a tiny bit of labeled data, but a massive mountain of unlabeled data. Labeling all of it by hand would be incredibly expensive, not to mention time-consuming. Semi-supervised learning leverages that small subset of known data to help the algorithm make sense of the vast unknown. It's a total game changer that saves massive amounts of time and money in the real world.
Which brings us to our fourth section, reinforcement learning. In reinforcement learning, the AI, which we call the agent, learns through constant trial and error to maximize its rewards over time. It's highly interactive, kind of like training a dog with treats or a Roomba learning to navigate your living room. There are two primary schools of thought here:
Model-based methods utilize things like Markov decision processes to actually simulate the environment and predict future outcomes. On the flip side, model-free methods don't bother simulating the future at all. They dive right in, learning directly from experience and real-time feedback using classic action-based algorithms like Q-learning and SARSA.
And finally, we reached Section 5, Deploying Machine Learning Models.
Because let's be honest, a perfectly trained model is completely useless if it just sits on your laptop forever, right? To actually have an impact and get it to users, you need tools. And this brilliantly illustrates how we do that. You can build fast, interactive user interfaces with Streamlit and Gradio, create APIs with Flask and Fast API to connect seamlessly to other apps, and host the whole shebang on platforms like Heroku. Finally, you tie it all together using MLOps to monitor and maintain it, ensuring your theoretical math functions as real, reliable software in production environments.
So, we've just mapped out the entire machine learning pipeline, from raw data all the way to a deployed software model. The Geeks for Geeks curriculum we explored today maps out over 100 incredible project ideas based on these exact concepts. But remember, mastering this taxonomy is only step one. The real fun begins when you take these algorithms and start creating. So, armed with this map of the ML universe, what will you build next? Thanks so much for learning with me today, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.